Sweet man,
Alrighty.
thanks for coming.
Oh, thank
For
you so
showing
much
up.
for having me. Yeah.
Yeah. Let
Oh,
me fix my screen so I'm not looking down during this.
no, that's all right.
Um, hey dude, what inspired this was I was getting a lot of student. Okay, we haven't talked to each other in like a year now, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe.
we have. It's been. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. When was the last time I saw you? It was for some. It was for some event for like a new animated show, I think.
I was like,
And
yeah, I didn't even know what that was. I just like
it was
used the
like a.
guild resources
Yeah,
to
it was
bullshit my way up to the top of Universal. What was
nice.
it? NBC Universal.
Did it
uh,
work?
but did I get any jobs? No.
Oh,
I found where they were doing The Simpsons
oh yeah.
because that was not posted. You know how that goes. Like these jobs aren't posted.
Oh no,
And I
it's
was getting
always like, oh, let me get my nephew to do this. I think he could
yeah.
do it. He like sort of wants to learn how to draw.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's kind of yeah, and then I would hear things from my friends and be like, "Oh, they're hiring animators."
oh
And then
gosh,
so I
yeah.
went in the studio and I just walked in with the crowd. I wasn't sneaking in.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
kind of got kicked out.
I'm supposed to
Some
be
guy
here.
not dude, some yeah, no, this I don't know if I told you about that. And it was like none of the
No.
guy's fucking business. He's like, I saw you
Oh.
come in. I mean, dude, it was bad. I'm like, man, what the fuck's your problem, dude?
It's also like, excuse me, do you know who I am? Like just just
Yeah,
go in, you know who I
yeah.
am? You
I
know who I
should.
am?
I don't think I was prepared.
No, it's
I
all
just
good. I mean
I just went up to HR, I'm like, hey, I don't have any job postings and like,
Yeah. I
hey,
mean that it's funny because it's like does that guy know every single person that works there, you know?
yeah, you know what it was? I was actually being respectful and I waited at the reception desk. I guess they didn't have a reception desk. Like,
Oh, I see. So he was just
yeah.
like, "Oh, well, he doesn't know." Yeah, I guess just walk in. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
usually, yeah. I mean, it's been working in the animation industry. I haven't done a resume for like almost 10 years
Oh my
until I
gosh.
got the professor job. So,
Oh, no, yeah, that's right. Where are you teaching?
yeah, I'm teaching at ASU right now and
Okay.
Mesa Community College.
Nice, nice. Or how are you liking that?
Um, it's Hollywood's burning, so right now it's
Uh,
cool and I have a job, you know?
no, I mean absolutely. It's it's a little difficult for me because it's like I have friends with kids that are that are really interested in getting into the creative industry. And it's like, what do you tell them when, they're like 18 years old and they're like, I want to go to an art school,
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like,
Oh,
yeah.
you don't crush
Uh-huh.
their dreams? I do that all the time.
I mean, I try to, it's hard because it's like, you kind of have to, well, I mean, yeah, you could totally crush their dreams, but I think
Well, this is
it's,
why I do it, because the
yeah,
people who are maniacal and obsessed, they don't
hmm
give a fuck what you say. They're gonna do
it's
it no
true.
matter what walls in their way.
Hmm.
I wanna stop the people who are gonna fuck their own life up. That's
Yeah,
kind of
no,
why I do it.
absolutely. And that's kind of, a lot of it, because I knew a lot of people that I went to school with, and I knew a lot of people I went to school with were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a game developer," and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. What are you practicing? What skill? Like, are you doing like 2D animation, 3D animation, programming, all this stuff?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm just playing video games a lot to do research." And I'm like, "That that's your research? Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah."
You gotta
I
do
mean,
work.
yeah, I mean, like you were saying, it's like the people that are obsessed with it, they're the ones that are gonna get that are gonna break through,
Right,
and it's really unfortunate that I mean, I think a lot of people think that being in the creative industry is like an easy job. Like people are
right,
like, "Oh, it's easy and it's fun and you're just getting paid to goof around." Blah, blah, blah. Like that's kind of the
right.
mentality that I've heard from other people that aren't in the field. Um, and then yeah, and I guess one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is everything that you see, everything was sketched up by an artist. Like the concept design for everything, like even a chair, like somebody had to draw that,
Right.
you know? So people don't, it just bugs me when people are like, oh, no one needs artists, you
Yeah,
know?
right. Oh, I didn't introduce you, so I mean
Oh,
so, actually, first, I wanted to say I wanted to do this because of my students oftentimes, are asking questions because I help them navigate their potential future.
Awesome.
what to do with animation. And so, with you, I can't even answer some of the questions. I could tell them some things about voice acting,
Hmm.
but I would like to know, like, kinda how your struggles and the BS you put up with or what you had to
Mm.
do. I could kinda tell them, but not really.
Yeah,
So, I
no.
think this would be good to hear your story, but also,
Oh,
like, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit of,
oh,
because I feel
absolutely.
like you always, like, undersell yourself too. We talk about you're like, "Oh, yeah, I worked on that." I'm like, "That's kind of a fucking big deal," you know?
Oh,
You're like
man.
like, "I didn't find out you worked on Ninja Turtles until, like, way later," and I'm like,
Oh,
"That
yeah,
kinda
no.
matters."
Yeah, I guess so. No, it's funny because it kind of happened by accident, but, I mean, obviously,
Dude,
I,
nothing happens by accident. Those accidents happen because you're pursuing something.
yeah,
So you wanna,
yeah,
like, let people know that because, like, the accidents were me, like, this professor job was an
mm,
accident, but that's an accident because I was staying connected, I was working hard, I was building things,
sure,
you know?
sure. Yeah, I always goofed around with voices when I was a kid, and before I go further into that, it's like the number one thing that a lot of people think about voice acting is, "Oh, I have a funny voice," or "I can do a funny voice," but it's like it's called voice acting, and you're gonna hear this from every voice acting coach, but the voices, like, that kinda comes second, and the first thing comes from acting, like, like, there's so many people that they're like, they come in and and that's fine, if that's what gets you into it, um, great, but I highly recommend, like, going into coach or getting coaching and going to acting classes and things like that, but, so yeah, I started my career in animation. This will lead to the voiceover thing, but right out of college, I got a job working in corporate, like, yeah, motion graphics, like logos, animation, and things like that, and because I spent a lot of time doing, like, character animation in college, I got into doing character animation for, like, kid serials and things like that at my old job. So
What do you mean by kid
from
cereals?
like the Frosted Mini Wheats
Oh, like
dudes.
commercials and stuff.
Yeah, like that, or
Okay,
a
that's
lot of the
cool.
stuff. Yeah, it's fun. A lot of the stuff I did
That's
was
cool,
a
that
lot
what
of the
happened to me
oh, no, a lot of the
out of
stuff that
school.
I mean, super lucky, right? I It was just the right place at the right time. I was learning. I think it was still called Macromedia Flash at that time.
Wait, what year did you graduate?
I graduated college in 2008. So
Okay.
yeah,
Wow, I didn't know they were still doing their thing then.
maybe it
'Cause
wasn't. Maybe it was Adobe Flash. I don't know, but
mm,
either way, I was learning it in college, and it might have been Macromedia Flash at the time. I don't remember, but um,
that might be the time when they switched.
could be.
I graduated a year after you, so that's why I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
"What? Holy crap."
Oh, yeah, no, so yeah, at the time I was working at the school at Columbia College Chicago. I was working as a lab a computer lab aide, and that was how I paid my rent, just basically making sure that nobody came in and was looking at, inappropriate stuff. A lot of the time they were. But yeah, no, I had I had to be like, "Hey, you can't do that here," so that was my job. And, a friend of mine, Susie, she comes in and she had graduated the year before, but she was just like, "Hey, does anyone know how to animate in Flash?" And nobody raised their hand, and I was like, "I kinda do," And, she's like, "Great, here's my business card, send me an email and, whatever work you may have done." And, I was so lucky because when I went in for the interview, and another friend, Steven, who, I was really close with when he was at Columbia. He had graduated, I think, the year before as well, but he was working at this company, and, I was walking in with the boss who was interviewing me, and then Steven's like, "Hey, you're interviewing here?" And then the boss was like, "Hey, you know this guy?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then, like, basically, he helped get me the job. He's like, "Yeah, this guy's awesome, blah, blah, blah," all that. So I was like, I feel like with all that luck, I was able to get that job. So that led me into or that was the internship, right? So then that led me to a bunch of other, ad agencies, and all of my friends that I had made in college moved straight out to LA, and I was like the only one that was that was in Chicago. Like everybody went out to LA where I am now, but everyone went to LA to work at I mean, they were working really hard on their portfolios, like, throughout the whole their whole senior year, and they were able to get jobs at, like, Nickelodeon and DreamWorks and things like that,
And they're all
and,
doing, like, boarding and stuff, right?
most of my friends were or they are, 3D animators and
Oh,
3D,
okay.
like, modelers and stuff, so, like, I was the only one that kinda wanted to stick with 2D, and
Okay.
people were kind of like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like, 2D is
Smooth move.
I know,
I did
right?
I
That's
did
how
I did
awesome.
the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, just because I love, like, the life that I mean, you can see so much I don't know, like, for fighting games, right? Like Street Fighter. I know a lot of people, they were really into, like, the new ones and stuff, but
Mhm.
when I look at the animation in, like, Street Fighter Third Strike, beautiful animation. Like, there used to be a Flash website that you could just watch the animations. Like, you
Mhm.
could just be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, that's the walk cycle and this," and then just the way, like, all the
Yeah.
detail went into, like, the just the folds of the clothes moving while they're moving and
Yeah, Third
the
Strike was, like, peak. The problem is they had all these odd B-list Z-grade
Oh,
characters.
yeah, I was kind of like, "Who are these people?" But,
Yeah, they could have put a
but
little more originals in there.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, so, okay, so while I was
Eh,
working
by
in
the
the
way,
ad
just
oh,
I wanna nerd
sorry,
out
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick.
Uh-huh.
The limited stuff at, like, Alpha still looks fucking cool too, like, just
Alpha
saying.
looks great, yeah,
Yeah,
I
but nothing
still
like
love
Third Strike is, like, unbeatable. It looks like a
Mhm.
fucking Disney movie or
It's
something.
beautiful, the animation is so beautiful, and, uh, I mean, I'm always gonna be a fan of Street Fighter, but Street Fighter 4, man, when that came out, I was like, it looks I don't know how you feel about it, but I thought
I
it
had
looked
that feeling
pretty
when Marvel
rad.
vs. Capcom turned 3D. I was like, "Fuck this." I didn't even touch it.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, they could do what, like, Guilty Gear does, with it's
I don't like
cel-shaded
that either.
Really?
The
Oh,
only
it's
one
I
I
mean,
like
it's
is, like, the way they did the DBZ one.
yeah,
Like,
but that I mean, that's I mean, it still looks I mean, I guess, yeah, because
I'm a grump.
it's no, no, I get you. It's because it's still 3D animated, but, at least give it that kind of hand-drawn look at the very least, but so, okay, so I'm working in ad agencies and stuff. I find my way at Leo Burnett, and, I spent, like, almost 10 years there, and, when we got our departments all got, like, switched around and stuff like that, and then we got lumped together, with, like, the video team because I was doing online ads, and doing animating in Flash, and then it ended up being, uh, um, Adobe Animate. But, yeah, so we did we did a lot of those, ads where you have to, click or skip ad or close ad, so I'm sorry. But, yeah. No, basically, because we were all close together, I worked with, the audio guys were, down the hall, and they would come in every once in a while, and, they would be like, "Oh, does anyone wanna do a scratch recording?" Basically, that's like like a rough draft recording before, it gets approved or like, yeah, the rough draft that needs to get approved, and then the official voice actor or voice talent that, will come in and do like, read the actual lines. So, they had me come in for, like, a Pokemon commercial, like a Pokemon card game commercial, and they were like, "Yeah, do you wanna give it a go?" And then I did it, and they're like, "Wow, we, we kinda wanna use this, but, I mean, the client's probably gonna say no because you're not, like, you're not in SAG and all this stuff." So I was like, "Okay, whatever," but, I mean, still, that was a lot of fun, you know? Um, so there was that. That was, like, my first time in a booth, and I was really nervous, as you can imagine, you're in this little box, and then there's a glass wall, and all these executives are looking at you and every time you say something, they're like just talking and pointing at you and blah, 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 and then you can't hear what they're saying, and then all you hear is, yeah, so can you do that again, but, like, better?" Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that kind of thing, but, yeah, so that was, that was one of the first things. And then so this company that Leo Burnett, they had these crazy Christmas parties or holiday parties, and it basically I think it was like the first Friday of December, they would like shut down a whole block. Not really. No, they bought out they rented out like the whole Navy Pier in Chicago, which is like it's kind of a big deal.
Hold
And
on a second. Hold
oh
on.
sure.
Sorry,
No,
completely unprofessional of me.
no, all good, all good. Yeah, no, it's no
Could you even
worries.
hear me?
Yeah, or I didn't hear what happened, but
No, no,
everything
no. I
all
was just
good?
wondering how. I don't know how the pickup on this mic works. Sorry. All right,
Oh no,
I'll
I
edit
hear
that
it.
out.
No, no, it's all good. Yeah, no, so the Leo Burnett Christmas parties are amazing. Like they'll buy they one year they rented out like they rented out all of like Navy Pier, which is a big deal. And there was uh all you can eat and all you can drink for like the whole day. So everybody, yeah, I know that's like crazy, but that's like ad world right there, and everybody would be like it's drinking, and it was basically a nightclub on that whole thing. And
Hasn't any of your like productions like in Hollywood done that though?
if they did, I wasn't invited.
Oh, I guess they
No.
kind of have you in and out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's yeah, because
Okay.
yeah, but
There's a
yeah,
lot of
so
booze in an animation for some weird reason.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. I know that there was like a thirsty Thursday, and then even just like as soon as it hit 5 o'clock, everybody would just bust out alcohol, and I was just
Mm,
like, "Huh, all right."
yeah. Well, they just have
uh,
kegs in the studios. It's weird. Maybe
yeah,
not Nickelodeon, like the big ones, but like I
yeah,
mean, most of them, all these for most people that
mm,
don't know, a lot of
mm,
these like stuff you see in commercials and on Adult Swim, they're not
mm,
actually done by Cartoon Network. They
mm.
outsource them to studios around Hollywood, and
Oh,
usually those smaller ones, there's always kegs in them for some reason. I don't know
oh,
why,
yeah. I mean,
because
I
you
think
can't
this.
really, you got to work.
No, I hear you. I mean, I
You
knew
usually get
people.
drunk like Friday night while working.
Yeah, I mean, I knew people that would just have like a few beers during lunch, and I know that a lot of people can handle that, but me, I'm a super lightweight.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so if I have like one beer and like which I won't do at work unless it's like a holiday party, but yeah, no, it was and then they're like you should, or not don't peer pressure's not good, don't do. But so anyway, yeah, so um they had okay, so that was one year. I guess I'm just trying to set the stage for how like ridiculous their holiday parties are. So there was another year where they rented out all of the movie theaters, or there was like a big movie theater in downtown Chicago, and they like rented that out. And every single theater, like the theater would have the same kind of the same thing that was playing, but everybody was watching it at the same time, in different rooms. And then they would actually, I think they paid for the rights to different cartoons, and they would just have people redub, or they would dub over with a script that was relevant to the company, right? So they had like a Family Guy thing, and they had people come in, and or they were playing it, and then I was just like, wow, these sound nothing like the Family Guy thing. And I really, I don't want to be mean, but I was just like, that doesn't sound like any of the characters. So I was kind of looking around to see if anybody else had anything to say, and they were looking at me, and they were like, Andrew, why didn't they get you to do those? And I was just like, I have no idea. And by this time, I was just like a guy that would, walk around and make stupid voices every once in a while. And so they were like, "Hey, your laugh sounds like Peter Griffin," and I guess one of the things was when I laugh like that, it's because I'm trying to be polite, but it's not. I don't think what they said was
Yeah,
funny, but I'm trying to be polite.
yeah,
So I'll just sit there like, hey, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, no. So anyway, it was so when I after that party, on or I guess yeah, I think Monday, I went into the audio guys. I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm just curious, where did you get the voice actors for the for that Family Guy sketch?" And then they were like, yeah, we actually had to do a casting call, and then we ended up getting people from LA, and we had to fly them out and set them up for like a hotel or something like that." I was like, I'm like right down the hall, right? Or yeah, and they were just like, they're like, "Oh, of course," So after that, I yeah, I guess I just did a lot of my own research after
Okay.
that, and I was just like,
So you didn't do any voice acting coaching or classes during your time at school?
no, not at that point because
Okay.
at Columbia, I wanted to focus on animation,
Okay.
and I had no idea that I was ever going to get into voice acting. And so I mean, oh, let's see. I think I did in high school I had to do a broadcasting class.
Okay.
And I remember doing it and they were like, "Okay, Andrew, we're going to practice like recording a commercial and here's the script and um please give it a go." And I did the I forgot what the product was, but I don't know, let's just say Pop Tarts or whatever. But I remember being so nervous, not knowing what to do. I don't even like I always thought I had a goofy voice, and uh it was I remember being like, "My Pop Tarts, they taste good." And then like the teacher record or would play that for everybody to everybody to hear, and then I was just like sinking in my seat like, "This is so embarrassing." And everybody was laughing at me for good reason. And then even a friend of mine who I've known for a long time, ever since I was like 14, he's like, "Yeah, man, I never knew you were gonna get into voice acting because, yeah, when I remember you as a kid, you had that goofy, like, I don't know, what are we doing, guys?" That kind of voice. And I don't know, I really don't know how that changed, but yeah. So, uh, on that, after that, I found out that, or after I found out that they got people from LA to do the voices for their cartoons. People were like, "Hey, like you should really look into being a voice actor." And I was like, I did have a lot of fun doing all this stuff, like the Pokemon
Yeah.
commercial and all that. So
And so you
uh,
you started to like actually pursue this in a way
yeah,
where you're like
that
looking at
was
it for coaches and stuff like that.
yeah, that
Okay.
at that point, I was just trying to figure out, like, where to begin, and I think that's kind of where a lot of people struggle because I'm a part of, just communities on social media where, there's a lot of people that are like, "Hey, people," they'll make a post and they're like, "Hey, I just joined and I wanna learn voice acting or I wanna get into it. People told me I have a funny voice and, how do I do it?" And
Mhm.
then, I guess
Um,
everybody oh, sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
No, go on.
Yeah, no, but everyone's just says what I said earlier, where it's like, "Oh, well, just yeah, I get it. You have a funny voice, or you can do funny voices, but you have to emphasize, or we have to emphasize the acting in
Yeah,
voice
no, and
acting."
I've
So,
I've heard like I remember somebody I think it was I'm blanking the guy's name but they were doing the Mickey Christmas Carol and they hadn't
mm,
done Mickey and the Gang for a long time.
mhm,
They couldn't get a Donald Duck and they told them
mm,
not to get the original guy, so they tried to get the guy from the commercials.
mm.
And he just couldn't fucking do it because all he could do is like Donald Duck and catchphrases. So they had to go
Oh,
out and get this like dude who's like 90 or something, like the original Donald Duck
wow.
guy.
I
Yeah.
mean, I mean that's pretty awesome, though. I mean, why wouldn't you want to get the original guys?
I think he was like geriatric, like,
Oh, poor
like this guy's gonna
Hudson.
kill him. He was like trying to get his the way it was described, like Bernie
Oh.
Mattinson is I think the director, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, but I mean, hey, if you can get the original, I mean, I am for that, and
Yeah.
I can get into
No,
that later, but
according to him, he was like great. He was very fragile. He was like trying to get his like hearing aid in, and then
mm,
like I guess he stumbled it and then started cussing, but started doing it in like Donald Duck. And
that's
everyone's like laughing.
that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah. Um
Yeah.
hey, but
Yeah.
did you when you went to Los Angeles, did you go out with a job or did you go out with like a nest egg and they were like, I'm
Oh
going to network until I get a job?
God, yeah. So I when I went out to when I went out to LA, I didn't have that much saved up. Uh, I was kind of I was kind of freaking
Uh-oh.
out, like I
Here
didn't have
comes
that much.
the coke and prostitution stories. I'm just kidding.
That'll be for a different. No, I'm kidding. No, but luckily my buddy he was one of my roommates back in college. He had bought a house in LA at the right time, and he was just like, "Yeah, why don't you live with me? I've got an extra room. You can live with me and my family." And until you get on your feet. And so he gave me a really reasonable price for to pay
Mm.
for rent. And
Do you remember what the price was?
oh my God, I mean, he was giving me like a buddy hookup back in
Yeah. No,
2019.
because I had the same thing when I went out. Well, yeah,
Okay,
the second
yeah,
time.
I guess like
And at the time I was like 600 for a room.
oh my
Now,
God, wow, I'll take that. Yeah,
oh,
but
really?
no,
Am I?
yeah, no.
That
So
was
I
like
mean,
2018. Is that still
2018.
good?
Okay, well, I guess a year later, right? Maybe it got more
Yeah, 2 years
expensive.
later. Yeah, that's when the
2
shit
years,
fell
yeah,
apart.
yeah, but yeah, no, it was 800. It was 800 a month for like a
Okay.
pretty big room and a private bathroom. So I was like,
Oh, well,
okay,
I didn't have that.
yeah. So hey, private bathroom, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so I was there, and then like I was relying on Creative Circle. Do you know them?
hmm
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
Creative
hold
Circle.
on. Before we go off on that, just to
Yeah.
give people context, how much are you paying rent right now?
Oh my God, I'm paying a
God, I'm scared.
no, 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 no. It's I we so after I moved out of that place, I lived somewhere else, and then I'm now in North Hollywood.
Right.
And I'm this place is supposed to be like over 3,000 a month.
Whew.
It's supposed to
It's
be
more
over
than my
3,000 a
fucking
month.
mortgage, dude. I left at the right time. Well, actually, I could have left a little
Well,
earlier. Sorry.
it's wait, so are you still in California?
No, I'm in AZ. I'm a teacher at ACU, Arizona
Oh,
State
right. Oh,
University. Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was all the remote work allowed me to live here
Got it.
because the house prices just kept getting fucking pushed as they like would break into the next tax bracket.
Oh,
They would
shit. Yeah.
they would just get away from me. So I was like, oh, we need to
Yeah.
do something, or we're going to be renting for life.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, basically it's supposed to be like over 3,000 a month, but like I
You got
found or
locked
my
in.
my old roommate found this place, and it was like it was like 2,000 a month.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess they're raising it legal, like the legal amount, as much
hmm
as they can. But yeah, so I mean, just the fact that I know I could rent an entire house like
Yeah.
in a different part of America
Right.
for the price that I'm paying,
Right. Right.
it hurts. It hurts. And yeah. So anyway.
Sorry. So
No,
yeah,
no,
you
it's
got into your buddy was hooking you up, and
yeah.
you're now trying to get a job. Well, the thing
Yeah.
that's cool too that I'd like other people to know is that
Mhm.
um you when you're trying to get into the industry, it's good to have already industry related work because I
Yeah,
couldn't get jobs before that, and after that, it was just like because
right.
that's where the interview would end. They're like, oh, what productions have you worked on? And then
Right.
I like, oh, they're not, I'm not gonna get a call back.
Yeah, I mean that's really sad though, because it's just like it just that kind of conversation just puts a cap on so much like untapped potential,
Right.
because there's so many talented people and there's so much work out there. Well, I don't know about now, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like there's a lot of people that they deserve to be working. And there's a lot of people that want to work, but it's just the interview process now is I mean, nowadays, everything is scanned through like an AI
Yeah.
recruitment thing, right? And if you
Right.
don't have the exact wording that they want, they're not going to even it's just going to go straight into the rejection pile. And
Right.
that's so sad because it's just like a lot of these places they ask for a like a cover letter, and then you take the time to write this cover letter. It's personalized, and then they just nobody reads it. It just goes straight into the bin if
Yeah.
you don't have the proper
Yeah, that's a
things.
bummer. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like one of those things like you know they're not gonna read it anyways in
Mhm.
general.
Yeah, yeah.
We like, on the off chance you do get a chance, you better yeah, better
Yeah,
send it to them.
yeah, and it's I
Well, like,
think there's
uh,
oh, go
I think
sorry,
there's a
go
certain
ahead.
point where you don't have to interview anymore because, like, we were talking
Yeah,
about the nepotism,
sure,
the circle
sure.
that you get in.
Yeah, and that was helping me for a while, like, when I
Yeah.
came out here. So, yeah, I got in with, Creative Circle, and or, you know, so Creative Circle is like a recruitment thing where it's just like, oh, they're looking for, like, you just
It's
give
like
them your
Craigslist. I'm
yeah,
just
sort
kidding.
of, right? No, I mean, like, I mean, I guess it's an agency where you,
Yeah.
like, you interview with them to get in, and I got
Yeah.
in, like, 2008, you know,
Did they
before
did
I
they help you?
so, yeah, I was able
Okay.
to
They've
find
never
some
fucking
work.
got me a job.
I was lucky. I was really
Okay.
lucky, and I feel like the some of the people that were able to give me, like, pretty stable work, like, I think if they weren't as nice as they were, I wouldn't have got the job.
Right.
For instance, like, I did a lot of my work before in Adobe Animate, Flash, whatever you wanna call it, and then I was also learning, Adobe After
Oh, you were
Effects.
doing cartooning stuff when you got
Um
to LA.
well, not really. It was still like so I got in
But you weren't doing voice acting, that's what I'm asking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
okay, well, I guess, I should probably backtrack a little bit, sorry. So, before I ended up coming out to LA, I was looking online about what I could do and where I can audition for, like, voice acting stuff, and I found that there was a website called Casting, and,
That
no,
does
I
not
know,
sound
right? It
good.
doesn't sound good, but, no, it's called it's called Backstage, and I
You wanna be a star, don't you?
oh my god, but, I had actually signed up for this a long time ago, and I think, uh, like, in 2014, when I was, like, really into Power Rangers again. I don't know if I told you about that, but I used to
No, I
cosplay
saw
as yeah, I
yeah,
used to
your costume looks, legit.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I did a lot I used to do a lot of cosplay, and, I was in some cosplay groups that really got a lot of, like, international recognition, because of how detailed and accurate the costumes were, but, yeah, so, uh oh, you know what? That's how I got into it. So, Power Rangers, they were looking for new Power Rangers for, like, the season that was airing in, like, 2014 or whatever, and they were like, you can audition, on this website, Backstage." So I was like, "Okay," and then I signed up for it, and then it ended up being they're like, "Oh, well, you have to have a membership," and that membership at the time, I think, cost, like, $100 a year.
Is that for
I
the guild?
no, 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 it's just like, just so you can have a membership on here, so you can have access
Okay.
auditions and stuff, and yeah, so it did cost money, and, like, there's a lot, so I think people who are interested in this kind of thing, they need to do their research and be careful not to sign up for any scammy ones. If anybody's going to represent you I mean, this isn't an agent, right? It's not an agent, it's just kind of I guess like you said or no, the Craigslist thing was in reference to, Creative Circle, but, um, yeah, I guess Backstage is more like a Craigslist, you know? So it's where people post their, auditions and, you know, yeah, they want to have people audition for their projects. And a lot of them are kind of random, like, oh, it's somebody working on a personal project, and they say like, "Oh, I can't pay anything, but if you wanna help me, like, that's cool too," you know, that thing. But every once in a while, you'll get something huge that's casting on there somehow. So, Power Rangers was casting on Backstage, and I signed up for it, and I wanted to just be like, "Oh," at the time, I was, like, working out, you know, I was like, "Oh, cool, maybe I could be a Power Ranger," you know, or at least maybe somebody in the background or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and,
I mean, dude, that's fucking cool.
yeah, it was
Or you can
fun,
get your ass kicked by a Power Ranger, which is
oh,
kinda cool
yeah.
too.
Yeah, I could be one of those, like, putty guys, you know, those grunt guys, whatever they're called now. They're
Run
probably
into a
different in
fist.
yeah,
Dude,
oh
I don't
gosh.
know.
Yeah, so I did that, and then they were like, "Hey, if I remember correctly, they were like, "Hey, are you available on Thursday to come into LA?" And I'm like or come in our studio in LA, and I was just like, "No." 'cause I was in Chi
Wait, what?
I was in Chicago. I mean,
Dude, I wanna wait, how much time did they give you?
I think it was, like, a couple days,
Dude,
I mean,
drive.
no, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I guess that's the difference. I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
not
like,
saying like sometimes that shit doesn't work out.
yeah, and also, if you know the history of that show, like, people were like,
Oh.
"Oh" yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
they came out and they were like, "Oh, yeah, I did, like" what is it? Like, the original Power Rangers, they were making, like I don't even know, but they were making, like, $100 an episode or something like that.
Oh,
So
jeez.
and then they didn't get any residuals or nothing like that,
Yeah.
so,
No, actually, my
um
first Hollywood job when I got hired, working on that Neil deGrasse Tyson show is,
mm,
they did that to me, but I was closer. I was
ooh,
in San Jose, so I was only 6 hours away. But they were
okay.
like, "Hey, can you interview tomorrow?" I was like, "Fuck yeah," you know? I just
Oh, man.
drove and then, like, slept in the car, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
that's
I mean,
easier.
I totally would've I mean, like yeah, I don't know. I don't
It's
remember
different with acting because 'cause you're just getting this quick gig too, but I don't know.
yeah, and also it's just like I mean, based on how, auditioning goes, it's like for every 100 auditions, you might get a call back, you know? I mean, I guess,
Yeah,
like, it depends on what it is, of course,
that's a
but
good point. Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like I now like, now we're in the era of, like, if I wanted to audition, I could just, like, record my voice on my computer with my nicer microphone over there, like I could just record it, clean up whatever, and then send the audition in, But back in the day, you'd have to wait in line with like 100 other people, and
Yeah.
then you're just standing next to your I mean competition.
Mhm,
Let's just say
mhm.
that. I mean, I try not to think about it that way because
Yeah.
I I I would love to have more voice acting friends. I mean, I have a couple and, everyone's great, but I've run into some voice actors who just don't wanna be friends with other voice actors, which,
Wow.
but anyway. So, yeah, so I didn't do that Power Ranger thing, like, cause yeah, I didn't I was just like, "Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get it," which is a bad mindset to have. Don't ever do that to yourself. Always
Yeah.
think, "I'm gonna get it." Because if you have the positive attitude, like, but you put the positivity out there, you're gonna get it back, I feel, because
Well,
I
you
think
definitely don't have a chance if you don't do it, so, like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. You don't
yeah,
you miss what? Is it you miss all the shots you don't take, that kinda
yeah,
thing?
yeah, it's
And then
just from a
also
logical standpoint, like, it
yeah, and then
doing it just
also
fucking with
yeah,
yourself.
yeah, and I think, like, I don't even remember what it's actually called, but I like the champions mentality or something, where it's just like, just imagine everything that you want to do, like that's gonna happen. Like whatever your dream is, like just envision that and be like, yeah, this is gonna happen. Like I mean, I know a lot of people that are like, oh, if I do this, I mean, what if this happens and I don't get it, and what if and I'm just like I mean, that's if you don't
Yeah,
do it, then you're not gonna get it. So,
right, right.
try. And I think that's usually what holds a lot of people back, That just that mentality. And I get it. I get it, and it comes out of fear, But anyway, so I had this subscription to Backstage, and I just never like I didn't really pay attention to it like after I paid for it. I think at the time I was working like I was working at my ad agency job, so I was able to just kind of like let that auto pay and not really care. Like I hate that like
Mhm,
that can happen. But you get all these subscriptions and then you just forget about them because
right,
well if you're stable and you have a stable job then you just kind of stop paying attention to that because you're
right.
fine. But I
I'm sure
mean
I'm getting siphoned right now.
oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but so somebody reached out to you with your dormant account?
no, so, I think, after okay, so this is where we lead back to the, "Hey, Andrew, you should be a voice actor," at my ad agency job, and then I was just like I was like, "Wait a minute, I do have this thing," and then I saw that I think somebody else was looking for voice actors through Backstage.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, I guess at this point, I had joined up on some, like, Facebook groups for voice acting, and
okay.
then they were like, "Oh, we're holding auditions on Backstage," and I was like, "I have one of those," and I totally forgot about it, right?
Mhm,
So, it ended up being for a fighting game, which
cool.
borrows a lot of, it borrowed a lot of their inspiration, I think, from like Samurai Showdown. The
Okay.
game's called Slashers, and now I think they have a second game called Dual Souls, and I play two characters in that. But that was
Okay.
really and they really liked me, so they got me to be the announcer too. So I was like, oh,
Cool. Yeah.
that was really fun. And unfortunately, it was it was I was just like I'm just happy to be doing this.
I
So
get it. Yeah. It's your
I
first
didn't
one.
yeah. So I didn't get any money. It
We
was
all do we all do that, man, and actually,
yeah.
that's good advice to give people,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
first one, just take it. If it's,
Yeah.
like, if it's associated with something big, because that's what's gonna get you your next
Mhm.
job.
Mhm.
Then
Yeah,
you
and
can be picky.
yeah. I mean, it's that yeah. It also I mean, I think that's how it should go, but I also think it should be like it depends. Like don't
Well,
do
yeah,
that for
what
too long.
should oh, yeah, don't do something for the guy in the fucking van in the back alley. I'm just saying, like, if, like, somehow, because
Yeah.
that Neil deGrasse Tyson, the Cosmos,
Mhm.
didn't pay us jack shit.
Oh.
At the time, it was, like, 20 an hour, which was still, like, if you measured, like, the cost
Yeah.
of living in Los Angeles, it would've been, like, minimum wage, basically.
Man, nothing makes sense. Like nothing makes sense out here,
Yeah,
Like
yeah, and by the way, McFarlane decides to get in his grandstand and be like, "Oh, I forgot something happened
uh-huh.
political," and he's like, "I'm gonna give all this money to NPR." And it's like, "How about you pay your artist's ass?" Oh, 'cause, McFarlane, Seth MacFarlane was, producing it,
Oh
and I was
yeah,
shit
that's
talking on
right.
the podcast,
Oh,
but
I
just
mean, yeah,
just
Seth MacFarlane
pointing it
is
out.
like no, it's I get it. I feel like Seth MacFarlane's always been an inspiration for like any creative person, right? You know,
Yeah.
like he can sing, he can voice act, he can animate and draw and all that stuff, and it's just like I don't know. I guess when I was like really inspired by him because I feel like he's kind of like that's goals, right? You look at
Mhm,
it, this guy who is just kind of a geek like us in his basement, just animating stuff, and then he had a ridiculous idea, and it worked.
mhm. I
You
mean, I think he
know?
was connected too, like, when it came out.
Oh, really?
I mean, I'm not saying he was, like, born into it, but I'm just
Oh,
saying,
okay. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
back to, getting
The
lucky, it's
the
like the luck.
connections.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
luck usually happens when after you've set up a bunch of, like, resources and
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
And
It's not real
that
luck.
was yeah.
So,
So I guess
yeah.
a lot of the thing was a lot of the issues for me. I guess like I know we're all over the place. We'll figure this out, but like as far as like get connections and stuff. Yes, they help, and yes, they're very important, but when I moved out here, there was, um yeah, I mean,
Well,
a few months after
you're in a new, like, playing field too, so
yeah, a new playing field, 0 experience, and then um,
but you got that
after I mo
video game experience, so
yeah, I mean,
that's kinda
there's more to that, and then after, moving out to California a few months later, the 2020, pandemic lockdown
so
happened.
that's when you came over?
Pretty much, like,
Oh
I was
my
out here.
god.
Yeah, so I was just like, "Well, what am I gonna
But
do?"
the
Like
okay, hold on, but that's kind of a good thing because they greenlit a lot of animation projects because they couldn't shoot on, like, on site.
right, right.
So maybe that, like, it sounds weird, but that's kind of good timing for you, even though the world's falling apart.
A little bit, I mean, I think, some of the issue is that well, hmm, yeah, no, I mean, I guess
Dude,
there
I couldn't
were
stop getting work, man. It
that's
was just, like,
yeah,
nonstop fucking
that's
work.
great, that's
I
great.
paid off my
Yeah,
college, like, it was just stupid. I made so much money that Uncle Sam came after me, and I had to start
wow.
like, I had to I had to start
Wow, wow.
investing into a portfolio to dodge the taxes because I actually, like, owed 5,000 back
Oh my
after because, well, I
goodness.
didn't intend to make that much money that year because they gave us so much work. It was, like, back to
Eh,
back to back, and then my wife was working, and
you're
I would go
you're
to she would huh?
you're gonna edit that out, right?
What? What?
No, you're talking your tax thing.
Oh,
No, I'm just good okay, alright, whatever, I
I'll
don't know.
fucking dodge taxes. Fuck the government taking my money.
I know, dude, like, when I get a paycheck now, I'm like I look at wait, so which one's before? The gross is the whole one, right? Is before? I always forget.
Okay.
Net and
Uh,
gross.
net is what you take home, I think.
Okay, yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
always like I look at the before one and I'm like, "Ooh," and then I look at the after one, I'm like, "Oh."
Ooh.
Like, what the
Isn't it
hell?
worse
Like,
over there?
yeah, it's like half of it's gone. Half
It's
of it's gone, and
crazy, dude.
I'm like, "How am I gonna live?" But anyway, um
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah. So, how long before you land in LA, shit goes south, and then how long before you actually land like your first gig, and what gig is it?
Okay, so I guess while I was still in Illinois. Yeah, it's such a weird and complicated thing, but
I get it. Let's just kind of keep it simple so people don't get like
oh,
lost.
okay. Yeah, I guess what really triggered my urge to go to California was I auditioned for something on Backstage that was called Untitled Animated Pilot. And this was in 2018, like a year before I
And it ended
decided
up
to
being Rick and Morty. Just
uh
kidding.
so so it ended up being something from the producers of Family Guy and King of the Hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I
Did it come out? You
it
want to talk
did
about
not.
it?
It
Oh, okay.
did not. I mean, like, I'll talk about it because, the guy, he's like, "Yeah, talk about it."
Okay.
But it was called Doc in the Box, and
Okay.
it was yeah, so basically it's like a doctor who was like he was the doctor of the stars, and um I guess he had like an incident where he like I think he lost a patient, and then it was like lost a lot of respect, and he was like down in the dumps, and then his best friend from med school, who was like a D minus passing, like he passed med school with like a D minus or whatever, like basically just bare minimum. And that was my character. And
Mm-hmm.
and I also played his dad, and they needed an Asian guy because the dad had a very stereotypical accent. And before anyone gets on me about this, I played it I played it authentically.
Give me a line.
Oh, what
Are
did he
you
say? It was
or just give
God.
me the accent that you made for
Oh,
or you don't have to. You don't have to.
no, it's just God, what is it? He's probably something like, "Why are you so stupid?" Like something like
Yeah.
something like that. But
Sheesh. Is that
yeah,
what
I
they
mean,
wrote?
well, I mean, like it was, it's so easy to like crap on somebody for doing this, for doing like an Asian accent or whatever if they're Asian. I get it, and I used to be offended by it, but it's also like
We all do it.
if
We're
you have
talking
an
about fucking
opportunity,
mic
like
comes off. Oh, you're in
yeah,
LA though. Everyone's walking
yeah,
on eggshells over there. I remember.
yeah, but it's also like, I hear and comedian Jimmy O Yang has mentioned this, and I really commend him for it. But he says there's a lot of Asian American actors that don't want to do an Asian accent, and because they're like, oh, it's offensive, and it's just like if you're doing it truthfully and like genuinely, why is it offensive?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like he said, Jimmy said, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he was saying like if you're offended by like a genuine accent, then you're disrespecting
Mm-hmm.
our Asian brothers and sisters
Right.
from from the homeland, quote unquote, because that's how they sound. It's like if you're gonna be like a long duck dong, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. And that dude's not even Asian, or like
Yeah.
he's
Well,
half.
no,
Or
I mean, no, I think he's legit like
is
Japanese,
he?
but yeah, but also
He had
long
like
duck.
a really European looking nose. Like
Really? Oh,
I
I
thought
don't know.
so. He looked
Uh,
half to me, but maybe I'm wrong.
oh,
Now I'm gonna
but
get fucking
either
killed.
no,
Look at the
racist.
guy.
No, but it's one of those things where it's just like if you're struggling and you don't have anything, and you're
Yeah.
like how do I pay for my food? How do I
Yeah.
pay for my food next
No, it is
week?
kind of dick that they like put up roles with a freaking gook face character like Bong Duk Dong. It's no, it's just fucking jackass. It's like really. I think we had this
Uh
conversation about that Mike Judge pilot with
oh.
like the Vietnamese kid, the gay one.
Oh,
He's like all
oh.
sexy and like he's like, do you
It's
ever
a
feel offended? But he doesn't even get it because everyone wants to fuck him because he's like hot. Like,
oh yeah. No, I mean I think there's yeah, but so yeah, so I tried to do it, try like authentically, based on the way that I was raised, it's
hmm
like and any Asian listeners are going to be like, "Oh yeah, that's like you don't anything you do isn't good enough," that kind of thing. But I mean maybe that's not an Asian thing. Maybe that's just like a I don't know. But
I mean,
so
I'm
yeah,
married into it, so like
yeah. So you
seen it
know
up
what's up.
close.
You
Well, I
know
mean,
you know.
I was always around like Pacific Islanders and Asians,
Yeah,
being in the military when
yeah,
I was a
yeah.
kid. So
Didn't you say you grew up in Japan?
yeah, but it was like I was on the military base. So I was always around, you know.
Americans or English
Yeah,
speaking people. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I did this pilot and everybody loved me. They were like, dude, like we're gonna like this is amazing. And just unfortunately it didn't
that
get
sucks.
picked up. And I mean
Yeah.
I do know that um they spoke to a studio that you worked for, and just I think that just that interaction went like it didn't go as well as they wanted to. I think
Uh,
things went wrong during the thing, and then it
you gotta
didn't.
tell me which one it was afterwards.
Oh, it was one that I live nearby. You know which one?
Maybe. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
That's big time right there.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that unfortunately didn't get picked up. But the fact that I was recognized by people who are on the Family Guy team and people who worked on King of the Hill, like the original show, they were like, "You're awesome. Like we really like you, and we see that you have a future in there." So based on that, I was just like, you know what, if there's if anything goes wrong with with my animation thing, like I'm going out to L.A. and unfortunately, but fortunately, my company, I guess, without getting too much into it, the company, like my team, and like all the like the internet like ad guys, that was me, and then like the video team, the audio team, we were all lumped into a separate company, and then like just they had different layers of management, and then management changed and all this and that. Then the new person comes in and is just like, "Oh, we need to get rid of everybody because blah blah blah." So they laid off like the entire thing, tried to outsource the work to another country, and then they came back
Okay.
to us complaining that the quality wasn't good.
Yeah.
Can you train these new people? Anyway, so
Yeah, I've
uh,
heard that a lot.
yeah,
Mhm.
so I move out to LA. Um and then I have some friends over. Yeah, I know this is not typical, but I have friends at DreamWorks, and I was just messaging. I was like, "Hey, how do you guys get your voice actors? Do you just like could I come in and do like voice
Mm.
acting?" And then my friend's just like, I actually don't know, but I'm kind of near the casting director, so I can talk to them and
Okay.
get back to you." And
And
he
this
sent
is this DreamWorks TV or is this DreamWorks
TV.
film?
It was
Okay.
TV, yeah. So then he because film, they're always going to go with like A-list celebrities, at least
Yeah,
a lot of the
I
time.
honestly hate that shit because one, it fucks you guys out of a job.
Yeah, I
Or
mean
two,
it's
it's
just
like you're like Sonic the Hedgehog, and all of a sudden, no, we got Chris Pratt. Hey, look, Kirby, it's Chris Pratt.
Oh wow, oh my god, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like there's nothing wrong with that guy, but the guy's gonna land on his feet, and he doesn't need to
Yeah.
be. This motherfucker doesn't sound like what he
It,
needs to. Dude, Garfield, and I know like you may not be a Garfield guy, but it doesn't matter. It's like Garfield is like in my head, it's
not
the
him.
Lorenzo Musing guy,
Yeah. No, I
and then
mean
Bill Murray did a cool like that movie sucked, but
that sounds like the way I hear Garfield, I imagine Bill Murray.
but
Like,
he sounds like him
yeah,
though.
yeah,
Like he
that's what I'm
sounds like
saying.
the TV actor. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, no, it's rough because it's also a lot of, a lot of actors that are like, hey, I want to try voice acting, like, and then they get it, and then they just get it because they're famous.
yeah.
So, yeah, um, yeah. So
So, anyways,
DreamWorks,
TV. Yeah.
yeah, DreamWorks TV. Like, I get a list
Did you get
of
something?
so the casting directors are like, "Oh, well, like I got the email. My friend forwarded me the email reply from the casting director, and it was like, oh, well, typically we only go through agencies, and so here's a list of agencies, and it was like 10 agencies, and I called all of them. I at this point I already had like a demo reel set up, and I had my friend Phil put them together for me. He's like an excellent, an excellent sound engineer, and he does it as a hobby. And and everybody's like, "Oh, you have to get a voice acting sound engineer. Give us like $5,000 and we'll put this together." I'm like, I don't have $5,000. So I was just like, "Hey, man, like, can I come to your studio and just read some stuff that I wrote, and then we can, like, put sound effects and all that stuff." So he put that together for me. I send this out to a bunch of different, agencies. I try to call them first. Like, 7 of them don't answer. 3 of them answer. 2 of them, one of them's like, "Nah, we don't need anybody right now." The second one, it's like, "Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I guess, send us your, reel and stuff, to this email." And then the last one was just like, "Okay, yeah, like, send us this thing and, send us your reel." And then, yeah, I didn't hear back from them, and then I just assumed that, like, okay, well, they didn't like me. Um, and then I sent out, like, after a few months, I sent out more, or a kind of like a, "Hey, I was just wondering if you got my email and if there's anything else that you need from me." Um, One thing about this industry, it's very important to follow up. Like, a lot of people, they're so busy that if you don't follow up, they might have just forgot. It might not be like they have something against you. It might just be like, "Oh, they're so busy." I can't hear you.
Sorry. I'm on that end of the fence now,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
as a professor, because now I'm kind of a gatekeeper, so people need requests, so I'll just let you know.
Oh,
Follow up because it's nothing against you. I
yeah.
just don't fucking know what's happening on your end. I don't know. Like, you could be going through a crisis. I don't know. I
Yeah,
have like
yeah.
I'm building a company. I got a job and a half. I got kids. I got a wife. I'm
Mhm.
basically working 80 hours a day, a week, and I barely
Wow.
sleep. So if you don't
God.
reach out to me, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm squeezing
Yeah,
stuff like this in because like when we gotta reschedule, I'm like, I can't turn the ship around. So
yeah,
yeah, it always have to just make things happen as they happen.
absolutely. Yeah,
But yeah, but just like that's like I'm gonna let you know. It's like yeah,
mm,
you might think you're annoying somebody. It has nothing to do with annoying them. If they don't want to talk to you, they're not gonna talk to you. But
mhm,
if they didn't get your thing,
mhm,
like most likely they didn't get their thing. They need to hire somebody. They need a voice.
mhm,
They
mhm.
need whatever the heck you're doing. They need
Yeah,
it. And so if you make yourself present,
yeah,
they can use your skills, and you
right.
can use the job.
Mhm,
So
yeah. And yeah, so it's just so important to just follow up, like, not, like, every day, don't be like, "Hey, hey, hey," that's annoying, right? But,
yeah,
like,
oh
give
yeah,
it
and then
a
he'll fucking blackball your ass.
yeah, yeah, just, like, do like, reasonable, I think maybe, like, I don't know, once a week, maybe, or, like, once every couple of weeks, something like that, just not every day, and don't get angry about it, don't assume. 'Cause I know that there's, like, it's easy to get emotional, it's easy, and actors, we are, very emotional people. We can and I think there's also a certain type of person that kind of falls into acting, and it's people that I mean, for me, I tend to be an overthinker, and I'm like, I try to be like, "Oh, did I say something wrong? Did I offend somebody?" That kinda thing. And I think a lot of, actors that I meet, they also feel the same way. They're like, "Oh, no, did I say something wrong? Did I screw up that interview or whatever?" Stop thinking like that. Like, you know, it is, I guess, like for, yeah. So I, a few months into it, I don't hear anything back. I send out the emails and I say, I guess for me, I sent it out after a couple of months and I say, "Hey, just wondering if you got this, or got my email or if you had a chance to listen to my reel." And, one of them got back to me, who is now my agent over at, Portia Scott at Coast to Coast. She sent me an email like a day later saying like, "Hey, do you have any time to meet?" Like, over Zoom or something. And I was just like, "Oh my god, this is it," So I was like freaking out, like, here's my chance. And so yeah, because of that, I had that opportunity to speak with one of the biggest agents in LA, and I'm just so thankful to be represented by her. Um, so the day
So this
comes.
wasn't for a job specifically. It was just
No, it was
to
just to
be
get
on. Okay, I
representation,
mean that's
right?
fucking cool though. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I guess like before that, it's like I got little things here and there where like people would be like, "Oh, hey, I need you to do this thing. Here's like $100 or whatever,"
right.
like every once in a while, but nothing that was like, you know, nothing that was like that anyone's ever heard of, I guess.
Right.
I mean, a lot of it was like, oh, I need this for my like thesis, like college animation project, and I can afford to give you like $50 or whatever. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Do those if you can. Like there's a lot of animation students that are looking for voice acting.
Mhm.
So, but anyway, um, so the day comes for my interview slash audition. They had like a few days before they sent me some scripts, like sample scripts, and some were commercials and some were like animations. And I'm on this Zoom call with my agent and another agent that was like kind of filling in for like a different department, but also kind of overseeing that whole thing. And the day before, or I mean the day of, I wake up and my nose is clogged and I'm like, oh my god, my voice doesn't, I'm
Mm.
not gonna audition like this. So I was like freaking out. I was like, I had like an hour until the audition or the interview. And then I'm walking, I'm just like trying all this stuff. I'm trying to like clear my nose. I'm trying to, trying breathing exercise to open things up, and then nothing's working. So I'm like, crap, I'm done. Like I'm not gonna get anything. So I go for a walk. I'm like, maybe some fresh air is gonna do me good. And then I'm walking by, like I'm just walking through the alley, and then behind a dumpster, a homeless guy jumps out and he's like, "Don't touch my stuff!" And I'm just like, oh my god! And then pop, everything opened up, and I'm like, "Thank you, sir. Thank you so much." And then I just
Was it his, was it the fear and the surprise, or
yeah,
was it the
yeah.
smell?
No, it was the surprise of like just
Oh, okay.
I think like that fear because he just jumped out like, "Don't touch my stuff," and I was just like, "Oh," and then I turn around and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, thank you, sir." And then I'm just like so
He's,
happy.
like, confused as shit.
But yeah, so
That's so dope. I love that.
so I go back and then I'm like just ready for the interview and long story short, I got an email like I mean, I thought I screwed it up,
Yeah.
but
That's my
cuz
every job I get. The
you know,
jobs I don't get are the ones I think I do awesome on. I don't know what
mm,
that's about.
yeah. No, so
Yeah, so what job was it? Or what
oh,
gig?
it was just to get representation, right?
Oh,
So
okay. I'm sorry. I
yeah,
thought we
so
were going on
so
to the first.
oh no. So when you get represented, it's just like now you have access to like these big,
Okay.
big projects, right?
Yeah. Can you explain that to the non-voice acting
Yeah. So like
people listening?
yeah. So like if you're not represented, like if you don't have an agent, you're probably going to be finding your auditions on like through like forums or things
Yeah.
like Backstage or whatever, where it's just like, hey, I need like this. I mean, you could find some like pretty decent stuff on like Backstage. Like a good friend of mine, Kevin, he's finding a lot of work through Backstage, and he's like doing commercial like local commercials in like other states, and stuff like that, where it's like, I don't know, so and so, like Jimmy's couches, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And it's just like, that's fantastic, like I don't think anybody should, because I know there are some people that kind of like, they're like, oh, well, you're only doing like whatever. But it's like, no, like this is incredible. Like just doing that, like just getting your foot in the door is so hard to do. So it's amazing when you like, I'm proud of you, proud of my friends, who are getting work, But yeah, so when you get represented by an agent, like a big time agent, that's when you're gonna get auditions for stuff like cartoons like Rick and Morty, or like, like being the voice actor or being the voice narrator for like, Best Buy or, Pizza Hut or whatever, that kind of thing. Like, so, and then another thing, I spent a whole year auditioning and didn't get anything. My very first year, I auditioned every day, like 4 auditions from my agent, and they were all for big things, when I first started auditioning, I would do the audition, and I think I maybe I'm just a jerk, but I think a lot of people do like they'll do an audition. I did my auditions, and then I would just listen to them all day and be like, yeah, that's pretty good, or like, oh man, I could have done that better. Just listening to the audition. Oh, okay. When you do an audition and you're sending it in, listen to it, send it, make sure it's how you like it, send it in, don't touch it ever again. Never listen to it again. because that is going to make you like more sad because
Mm,
you're just gonna you're putting the more you listen to it, you're like, yeah, yeah, this is good. And also it's like the more you listen to something and like, for art, the more you look at something, the more you can pick out like what you don't
mhm,
like about something,
yeah.
So it's
You're also
just
trying to
like,
control something you can't too,
yeah,
because
yeah.
you already sent it off. It's
So
like people who post, like, art on social media, they know this, they just stare at the fucking number like it's gonna make it grow.
oh
I've
yeah,
been guilty of that too,
yeah. And then you watch the thing that you posted again. You're like, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Why isn't anybody liking it? And then you feel sad when only 3 people like it, but, whatever. It's like, don't do it for other people, do it for you, you
Yeah,
know? That's one of the things that a lot of people I mean, I guess now with the social media thing, everybody feels like they need to be performing all the time, And they're like, "Oh, I gotta be on, live stream and do some like those prank YouTubers." Can't stand it. It's like I
mhm,
see people like messing with old people, and I'm like, "Come on. Like,
yeah.
that's not cool." But anyway, um, what were we talking about?
Um,
No,
it's
sorry.
somewhere something yeah, that's fine. My ADD's on.
Yeah,
I
I
think
got
we
it.
were,
Talking about auditioning,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh
you got
yeah,
your
a
agent,
year.
yeah,
Okay, so a year of auditioning and getting nothing.
with the agent.
Yeah, with the agent because it's like
Okay.
and also like I think people are like, "Oh my god, I don't think my stuff is like nobody's listening to my stuff." Like I think
Mhm,
I
I
talk to a
get
lot
it.
of voice actors. They think that like, "Oh, I do my audition, I send it out and then it just goes out into the ether." And they like have no idea. They're like they don't even know if they're doing a good job or whatever, but
Mhm,
and that's the thing. It's just like you kind of have to a lot of actors want external validation. I know I do, but like that's also like a problem from before, but like you gotta learn how to I guess I think mental health is a very important thing, like learning how to be happy with yourself. And I think a lot of people, especially I guess with social media, they feel like if they get likes, then that means they're cool or whatever,
right,
but
right,
it's also like if you don't get likes, maybe it's just the algorithm kind of pushed your thing aside for whatever
yeah,
reason and it's not
right,
your
right.
fault, but
Well,
so
I
yeah.
noticed with, like, if you follow the YouTuber, Meat Canyon, like
No, I don't.
oh, okay.
I don't
He
know,
does,
sorry.
like, animation and stuff, and,
Mm.
he had a short that blew up. It was, like, a Bugs Bunny basically molesting, Elmer Fudd.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
dude, it blew up. It sounds worse when you say it. I guess it is pretty bad. I'll send it to you, and you're gonna laugh, and then you're gonna laugh at the fact that you're laughing at it.
Oh god.
But anyways,
Yeah.
that one goes viral, and then he had other stuff,
Mhm.
um, like Ed, Edd n Eddy parody and stuff that was
Oh,
just
wow.
sitting there, and then those blow up too afterwards. So it's not like
Mm.
obviously there was something there that had some kind of value.
Yeah, I mean,
It
I
just
think it's
wasn't
the
being seen by people.
it's oh, yeah. It's crazy because a lot of social media stuff, they really want you to like, if you have like, a fan page or whatever, like, if you have, like, your Facebook and then you've got your art page,
Mhm.
they have these things where it's like, "Hey, why don't you promote your thing?" Where it's just like, if you promote your thing, then 50% like, if you pay us monthly, then 50% of the people that are subscribed to you are gonna be looking at your stuff. And it's just like, "Wait a minute, so the people that want to see my stuff, they can't see my stuff unless I pay money?" Like, that's crazy, So
Is that how
it's
it's working now?
that's what somebody who's like, yeah, one of my friends, Kathy, she's an incredible artist. She's pretty popular,
Yeah.
and now like her views are going down and all this stuff. Like
Oh,
people aren't
really?
engaging as much, and
Oh,
then
wow.
I mean, I don't know, but she's telling me that people have kind of figured out that this is happening, where it's just like you have to kind of pay to be seen, like
On YouTube.
unlike any of these things, because I think they're
Okay.
finding out like, hey, we can make money off of this, like
Yeah.
a good friend of mine, Chris, I saw him the other day. He when he was just trying to figure stuff out, he made like a t-shirt company, and he amazing illustrator, and he did some really cool designs, and the shirts are great. Like I bought a couple, and I mean, he doesn't have his company anymore, so I'm like, oh, I don't want to like wear them out because I'm never gonna be able to get another one.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna pay for an ad. He paid for an ad for like a month, and he got like 100 followers every single day. Like just a constant. His thing was being shown everywhere, and then
Hmm.
the after the ad thing, after the month was over, none, zero new
Oh,
followers,
wow.
zero. Like it was only when he was paying for the thing. I mean, this
Yeah.
was years ago, so I don't know if that's the same way or the way it's
Okay.
going now. But I mean, that just shows you, right? Like they're like, hey, if you pay for this, then you're gonna get followers. But
Yeah.
it's horrible.
I don't know.
But
Crack that nut.
yeah,
I'm in the
I mean,
process of doing it.
nice,
We'll
nice.
find
Yeah.
out. Find out.
Mhm.
I mean, we're both on social media.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So like, um, so you're just auditioning for a year, nothing's really happening. And yeah, you get to the point where you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna, get some coaching. I did. I asked my coach, or I asked my agent. I was like, hey, do you have any coaches that you recommend? And I was able to link up with a few coaches, and
Okay.
that helped me. And um, I think, yeah, I think at this point I had done like a couple coaching sessions, and just getting great advice, and just kind of being yourself. And I think a lot of people, when they get into voice acting, they're like, oh, I need to put on a voice when I'm in the booth. And I mean, yeah, that happens, right? But I think there's people that feel like they have to be a completely different person, because I think a lot of people don't like their own voice. Like when they hear their own voice on a radio or like on a recording, they're like, "Oh, is that what I sound like?" But that's what that's what they want. They want your
Yeah.
voice that's unique. They want something that sounds. You don't want to sound like every other voice actor, because they already have that guy. So
Right.
so I mean, I was just talking as myself, and I did some random audition while I was visiting my family in Chicago, and I just did this whatever. I just right before getting in the car to go to the airport, I just do this audition. It was just like 3 lines, and then as soon as I land, my agent sent me an email. Hey, are you available on like this day to record for this? Because they want you for this thing. And I was just like, oh my god, oh my god. My
Yeah.
first booking through
Yeah.
my
Well,
agent.
yeah.
I was
Anything
the
noteworthy?
I was the announcer for Dollar Shave Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
I mean there was a bunch of stuff that I did through
oh, and after that, was that like now you're a voice actor, working
I
man?
mean I think it's a good mentality is to be like you're always a voice actor,
I
you
understand, but I
know.
mean, like you're like now pulling a paycheck
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
consistently
guess
with that. Okay.
yeah, so it was doing, that was really cool. And then yeah, I think from that it's still kind of like the same kind
Yeah.
of
No, I
thing
think
where it's like, "Mm,
I
oh,
think
what's
you
that?"
can. There's a lot you can pull from that, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
patience,
Yeah,
the
it's
the fear of the unknown is a big thing that stops people.
mhm, mhm.
Especially with you guys, you work such these short gigs. Do you
Mhm.
get royalties, by the way?
I do for I guess are royalties and residuals the same thing?
I think so.
Probably. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. You
I
get
may Could be. But yeah, no,
residuals.
I do get residuals for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. So,
Okay. What about the
there
Code Geass?
no.
No.
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Sorry, anime voice actors. That's what your
Eh,
future looks like. No, I'm just kidding.
wah,
I don't
wah.
know.
But yeah, if your viewers don't know, I'm the voice of Isao Monobe from Code Geass, Rose of the Recapture, and that was my first anime, and it was, yeah, it's a lot of fun to do. So,
Yeah.
and then while you're in the booth, they're like, "Oh, we need you to be this guy that screams, like he's getting blown up. Can you scream?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, sure." you know
I love that.
so yeah, and it's like, oh, we need a guy to be like whatever, like we need a guy to sound confused. I was like, huh? And then they recorded that, and they're like, yeah, you're this guy now. Like that was literally me going, huh, what's going on? Like, they're like, we love it, put that in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for every like 100 or so, it's just like you might get one. And I think what one thing for me, which I mean, this sounds like so sad, but I think the truth is, it's just like, just do it because you love it, because for me, being in Code Geass, I was kind of like, oh, this is going to be a life changer for me. Like, I'm going to be, consistently working in it. I mean, I kind of expected it. And then when that didn't happen, it hurts, I think setting expectations, like realistic expectations, of course, set them for yourself, set expectations, but, uh, I guess learn how to cope with, if they don't happen, then you figure something else out, because I think if, like, it's one of those things where you're gonna have to do other things while you're doing
Oh yeah.
voice acting, like while you're
Anything.
even, yeah, anything
Dude,
really.
everything I want to do is make my own cartoons, and
Mhm.
like it was actually harder to do it when I was working industry jobs because they
Mm.
were more taxing, like on
Mhm.
my mental
Yeah.
capacity. So I come
Yeah.
home and I'm like, I'm done. I
Mhm.
did you're doing overtime. I don't know how to animate. I just did it for 8 hours, fucking 12 hours.
Yeah. No,
And now
I
I'm
know that.
teaching it. I'm not doing it. So when they do
Mhm.
it, I'm like so eager to start doing it. But my
Yeah.
point is like, I'm this far in my career, and I'm doing animation after I'm done with all the responsibilities I have to do with all like
Mhm.
my jobs and putting the kids to bed.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
I
at
mean,
night, I
that
don't go and play video games. I now have the privilege of doing the thing that I love.
yeah,
So
no,
it's
I
like what
mean,
you said.
that's
It's like do it because you love it, not because you think it's gonna make you rich. Because
yeah,
that's fucking rare.
that's the thing, it's just, like, a lot of it is, I mean, with anything, really, it's consistency,
Yeah,
Like, just keep working at it. Like,
yeah,
keep working at, and I know there's a lot of people that, like, they put in so much work and effort in the first year, and they're like, "Oh, nothing's happening," and then they just
yeah.
quit.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's the long game I was telling her about. Like, don't be
mhm,
discouraged because
mhm,
then that's why I think your story is so cool. Because even after you got an agent, a fucking year went by,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
like, just yeah, don't ever give up.
Yeah, don't give up. I mean, just do what you can, Like if you're getting auditions, find the time to do them, If that's what you really want, find the time to do them because I know it's like it's so easy to fall into that mindset of, well, I'm not going to get it anyway, so why should I even bother? Like
Yeah,
believe me,
yeah,
I've been there. Like I've done
yeah.
like I
Same.
don't know, like hundreds, maybe even over 1,000 auditions, And
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
yeah, it's a lot. And a lot of it is
You got more background than me. I'd send in like 2 applications and be like, "I'm doomed."
No, man, no, it's because it's like you just gotta try,
Yeah,
because you never know. Like, it's just like, and also, I guess as a voice actor, it's just like you're gonna get auditions that are kinda ridiculous. Like, the ask is kinda ridiculous. They're gonna be like, "Oh, well, we kinda want somebody to sound like an announcer, but we want them to sound like the average Joe, but we also want them to sound like your
yeah,
best friend, but also Dwayne The Rock Johnson." And I'm just like, "What is it? What do you want from me?" And I think Seth Green's story as how he got to be the voice of Chris Griffin on Family Guy is perfect for that, right? So when Seth MacFarlane drew Chris, I believe the story is that he wanted him to kind of be like a jock dude, like hey dude, like how's it going, that kind of voice. But then Seth Green comes in and he does this like weird, like scratchy kind of, that voice. And they're like, holy crap, I had no idea that that's
yeah,
what we want. Like, that's something that nobody would have ever thought to do,
mhm,
you know?
yeah,
Because I think the original drawings of Chris Griffin, he had like a tattoo, or not tattoo, he had like an earring and like, he looked kind
yeah.
of like like a cool guy.
I
And,
had no idea.
yeah, but yeah, no, so it's just like you go in and you do something that's unexpected and they're yeah, and they're like, we didn't know that, but we love that. And I think as an artist, illustrator, animator, it's like a lot of clients don't like, and it's not like a jab at anybody, but they don't, a lot of people don't know what they want,
Mhm. Right.
and it's just
Yeah, yeah.
like, and that's why
Sometimes you
that's
don't you may
yeah.
know what you want, but you didn't realize there was something
Mhm.
else better too. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
directing people, I always tell, when I'm directing voice actors, when they try to suggest an idea, I
Mhm.
stop them and I'm like, "Don't tell me what you're gonna do, because I might say no to a good
Mhm, mhm.
idea.
Yeah.
Just do it." And then I'll be like, "Alright, do it this way." You get
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So even as
absolutely.
me, it's not that I don't know what I want. Or, yeah, you're right. It's just like just do it. Like
Yeah,
because
do it and, like, do something
yeah,
that's
you might
ridiculous,
introduce
yeah.
something that they didn't know they wanted, or yeah, they just don't know what they want. Either
Yeah,
or, it's going to
yeah,
benefit.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Uh,
lot of voice actors who they're just like they're good at it, but they can just do what they're told.
yeah, I mean, I think that's
Some
important, I think
directors like that, and I think that's dumb. It's like I want you to bring me something that's you, and I'll probably
Yeah.
change something because of you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I see, the thing is I kind of understand that also because it's like, I've been told by, pretty much, like, every director that I've worked with is like, "Andrew, you are directable." Like,
Oh yeah,
they're saying that there's a lot of people that, like, I don't know if it's, like, ego or whatever, but, like, there's a lot of people that come in and then they do something a certain way, and then
right,
and then the director's like, "Hey, can you kinda do it like this, maybe?" And
right,
then some people might get offended, and then they're like, "No, that's the way I'm gonna do it," you know? But, like,
yeah,
I don't know if that's I don't know. I haven't seen that before, but, like, for me, as the person that they've I'm honored that they hired me to do the part. I want them to be happy. Like, at the end of the day, like, as whatever you're in, like, whatever field you're in, you want your client, your
yeah,
customer, you want them to be happy because they're
right,
paying for your time, you know?
right,
So
right,
it's like, I mean, yeah, I'll do something, you know, uh, like, kind of like how they want, and, I'll add my own thing to it, but it's just like, if they don't like the thing that I did, sure, I'll go back to whatever. I'll do
yeah,
whatever they
yeah,
want.
yeah.
I want them to be happy. I want them to get what I want their vision to, happen.
Right.
I
Yeah,
want
and
them
there's
to
always
get what they
different
want.
chemistry with people. Like I think
Yeah.
that's like when you're not in the steeped in this, you don't.
Mhm.
I would always be like, well, why is this director constantly using that actor? But like after
Mhm.
these kinds of experiences, you know why.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, we already get each other. I don't need to. We're on
Mhm.
like a telepathic wavelength,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just
Mhm.
working. So
Yeah, I mean, that's usually how it goes with anything too, It's like if you find something that works, it's like you don't break if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
right, right.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess that also can be a problem for, like, the new people coming in
Yeah,
because they're like,
yeah, that
"Oh,
sucks.
how do I get into this?" But
But I mean, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think like what we were saying in terms of giving people what they want, I think it helps when you're dubbing anime because the character's already created.
yeah, so
No?
yes and
Okay,
no.
am I
I
wrong?
mean, like,
Okay.
no, no, no,
That's
no, no.
fine.
I see. I thought that. I absolutely
Okay.
thought that, but I guess it depends on the director too. So, like,
Okay.
there were some scenes where my character would just kind of, like, in Japanese, would just be talking kind of normally, and then I do my best to, like, copy the feeling and the tone of that because I want it to be like, as an anime fan myself, I really want it to be as close to the Japanese source material as possible
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
if it's not, then people are like, "Whoa, wait, why is it so different?" And then, like,
Mhm.
you change anything, people are gonna be upset. So I wanted to make it as much as, as similar to what I heard. And
Okay.
then I've had somebody direct me and say, like, "No, no, 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 you gotta, you gotta, like, you see this line, like, it's so intense, you have to, like, scream it, and you gotta pretend." Like, it's just like, it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
"Okay,
yeah.
Andrew, I want you to go to this place where you feel like you're helpless and like, they put me in
Yeah.
this really, like, this mood where I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll leave the session like, I'm sad."
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
come
yeah.
out of it, and that's another thing. Like, a director may put you in a place, like, to get you into the feeling that they want. They might bring you to a bad place in your memory so that you
Mhm.
can get that emotion out. That's really hard to, like, because I was super
Yeah.
sad after that session.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like, it really depends on the director, but, like, sometimes they're gonna be like, "No, I want this to sound like this." And I was like, and I'm not gonna argue with anybody, but in my head, I'm just like, but that's kind of how the original
Yeah,
said it,
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So it's but yeah, so it depends, but yeah. I mean, I think there have also been directors that I've worked with where it's like they'll show me the Japanese original for games. They'll show me the Japanese original and I'll do it like that, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for." So it really
Okay.
depends on who you're
Yeah.
working
Gotcha.
for, working with. So, but yeah.
Is there any cool projects on the horizon?
Uh There
Or
is something that I'm not allowed to talk
yeah, that's
about,
usually the
but
case. Yeah.
yeah, but it is yeah, I
Anime?
it is not anime, but
Oh,
it is gonna be I don't know where it's gonna be,
TV show, video game?
it's
Like,
gonna be
is
it's gonna be a TV show,
oh,
and
okay, okay.
it's produced by somebody pretty well known. So
Well, you
hopefully,
could say that, can you?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I get
I
it.
don't
Okay.
know. I don't know, and
All
I don't
right.
want to try. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
no,
mean,
that's fine.
like,
That's I totally get it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I remember when Neil deGrasse Tyson got Me Too because that was my first job. He got Me
Mm.
Too'd, and all my shit got trapped behind the NDA, and I couldn't even use it for a portfolio for the
Oh,
next
no
job.
way. Really?
Yeah.
Even after the show
No,
was
after the show
released?
came out, but it took like 2 or 3 years for the damn thing to come out.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, but luckily I
Okay.
had some connections already, and then I got it like into a series of like 7 Up commercials.
Nice, man.
Those,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And then it
Man,
just kept
7 Up.
snowballing. But
7
anyways,
Up.
yeah, sorry, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make it about the Anthony interview.
No, 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 no. All good, all good.
It was I think we'll wrap it up there because it kind of that's where it ends. But is there anything you want to push, or you got any? I know you got a lot of stuff online.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I just have social media, and I'm always like posting
Or where can we find you?
random junk on there. I'm on Instagram and TikTok, and I think I have them all, but like I don't know. It's usually like the Andrew Chan.
Yeah, yeah. I tried to IMDb Andrew Chan. I cannot find
Andrew.
you. I
Oh,
apologize.
no, no, no. IMDb. Andrew Chan, like 12, I think.
Oh, is it okay? No, I mean I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I don't know how like hard it's gonna be, but the
Oh,
Andrew Chan.
yeah.
I'll, I'll
Andrew.
put a I'll put a link to your stuff too. So
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So I have andrewchanvo.com.
okay,
And that'll link to my voiceover reels and all my socials at the bottom actually. Yeah.
okay, and I'll put
Okay.
it up in the notes. And
All right.
also too, if you ever like want to come down and do a talk at ASU or something,
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
you
thank
need
you so much.
if you have a
Yep.
big thing you need to push, like
Oh,
reach out.
I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you. That'll be fun. I don't think I've ever hung out there. So,
Oh, it's a cool campus. I don't walk around too much because I'm like busy, so I just go to the art building I teach out, and so just
yeah.
go straight home, or I stay
Uh,
there and do work.
nice, nice. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean that's cool. Probably have your own office to work in.
I do. It was fun at
Nice.
first. It felt all special, and then like I don't even use it.
Oh man. Eh. Well, no, that's cool. Awesome.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.